radio. It's even louder than me. Wait a minute.
Greetings, Commanders. This is Second Technician Fozzer Forrester, and you're listening to the Lave Radio Music Medley. This next track is for all those Commanders that have successfully broken out of an interdiction attempt. The track is by Two Quiet Sons and is called Backwards Finger. Check out their album Kelper Mission, available to buy now on iTunes.
Episodes of Lave Radio. Why? Well, okay, you might have listened to more than 400 episodes. I have no control when this is played back. For all present me knows, this is being played in 3307, and the show's been going on for over 1,000 years. Wouldn't that be cool? Are we near episode 64,650 yet? Holy shit! Humanity's made it 1,000 years without destroying ourselves. Go us. Also, you may have listened to less than 400 episodes. Maybe you skipped a few. I won't hold it against you, and I certainly don't blame you for it. Heck, for all I know, this might even be your first episode. In which case then, welcome to the family, and please let us know by emailing us, is that still a thing in the future, at info@laveradio.com.
Attention. Attention. Second Technician Chris Forrester to the emergency air locks on Deck 6. I repeat. Second Technician Forrester to the emergency air locks on Deck 6.
Ah, Technician Forrester, just the man. Now, we need you to get in the airlock.
The what now?
The airlock, Forrester, the airlock. The Remlock vendor is malfunctioning. I'm sure a quick clout with your trusty wrench will do the trick. No time to dawdle, come on. Employee of the month award in for you here. Just step this way and... Brilliant.
Warning, depressurization alert. Warning, depressurization alert. Warning, depressurization alert. Warning, depressurization alert. Warning, depressurization alert.
Attention. Attention. Clear docking bay and launch rubbish pickup tug. I repeat, clear docking bay and launch rubbish pickup.
Simple elegance. Pure style. Inimitable glass, exquisite taste, potato rockets, wondrous flowing lines. This is more than a starship. A Gutenberg we don't just design, we craft a way of life. We forge dreams in every curve. Fly with a sense of distinction. Fly with a sense of elitism. You are the best. Stand out from the rest and bask for the Empire.
Hi guys, this is Commander Ventura and you're listening to Lave Radio.
safe and enjoy the show.
In-system travel? Sometimes it takes so long. I have tools for all kinds of circumstances on my ship. But the one thing I don't have a tool for is uneven tan lines. I just want to look like 1,000,000 credits. But when you're living for days on a ship with processed and filtered air, it really dries out your skin. I use Better Hope Goldening Tan Cream. It just boosts your confidence. I don't believe that beauty is only skin deep, but now I really do look like 1,000,000 credits. Even my friends mistook me for a genuine gold skin.
Jameson and Jameson. Upgrades and services for your body.
Welcome to the bubble. 55,000 stars with 19,000 inhabited systems, settlements, outposts, stations and bases. Where do you want to go? What do you want to see? Well, we can take you there. If you're too poor to own a spaceship, Apex Interstellar. What are you waiting for? No, is this thing finished? Get out of my way!
You've listened to 400 episodes of Lave Radio. Why?
Lave Radio, broadcasting from the core to the frontier.
Legacy on Lave Radio, a full-cast sci-fi audio drama by me, Emily Ingerpen. Most children long for their parents' attention, but most children are not raised by Nathaniel Dex. Varian, Isra, and Ren have grown up carefully minimizing direct contact with their adopted father by remaining in a middle ground between the two extremes known as approval and disappointment. Unfortunately, Tristan's latest experiment placed one of them in a new category altogether. To Nathaniel Dex, his adopted daughter, Isra, has become interesting. And being a point of interest in a mind like his can be dangerous. listening to Lessons in Lying, the 5th Dex Legacy interlude, starring Kelsey Griffin, Chris Gregory, and Emily Inkpen, with music by Dr. Alan Stroud.
You wanted to see me?
Yes. We have more to discuss. Sit down.
I thought you covered it all during dinner. It wasn't a test, it was a study. We were never in danger.
And we learned a lot, and you did well. Yes, I did say that. Tristan told me about what you did during the test.
You mean torture?
Call it what you will. He told me about how you flipped the situation back on your interrogators, how you thought of a way around them, even through the pain. He also told me you said some things that might upset me. Is that true?
I didn't know you'd be watching. I thought it was real.
In that case, is it true that if they removed your chip, you would fight for them? Is it?
No.
No?
No.
And why not?
Is it important?
If I'm asking, you can assume it is.
If I joined them, they'd want me to fight Varian and Ren. They'd want me to kill them both eventually, and I would never do that. Never. I was playing for time.
You wouldn't turn against your own.
You think I'd kill them? You think I'd kill Raya, or Pax, Shiv, Haindos, Ashen, Aedra, even Faris?
So you wouldn't kill them?
No.
If it were real, what would you have done?
I would have made sure Varian and Ren got out. Then I'd have taken them down from the inside.
And you would return to us after that?
Would Varian and Ren be here?
Yes.
Then yes.
Very good.
Did you think I'd defect?
I wanted to be sure that you wouldn't. It would be the ultimate malfunction if you did.
And without a chip in my back, you couldn't deactivate me.
Exactly. You have to understand how dangerous you are. You and your brothers have been built for a specific purpose. In the wrong hands, you could be turned against the wrong people. We fight for profit. What do others fight for?
Land? Politics?
Wrong. They also fight for profit. They disguise it as political, but it's always a grab for resources in the end. By hiring out our military services, we remove the need for politics. We're above that.
Why are you telling me this?
Because there should be more tying you to Dex Island than your chip.
There is.
More than your brothers.
You want me to be proud of being a Dex Islander?
I want you to have a reason to return, yes.
And Varian? Ren? You don't think they need a reason?
They didn't say what you said. They didn't even think about it. You did. You told your interrogators that you're looking for a chance to pay us back for what we've done to you. Although what you can possibly have against what we've done to you, I'll never understand.
You just spent 3 days torturing us.
So you would attack Dex Island?
I told you, I was playing for time.
Don't lie to me, Isra. I'm far better at it than you are.
That means you're better at lying. That doesn't mean you can tell when I'm lying.
You're quick. And very much mistaken. You remind me of myself at your age.
I'm nothing like you.
Not now, maybe, but back then I was angry. I hated where I came from and wanted nothing more than to leave. I felt trapped and confined, misunderstood. I was also quick and often mistaken.
I'm not mistaken about anything. You're talking about lying like it's a skill, but you've lied so much you've forgotten how to tell the truth.
Have I?
The truth is, you just spent 3 days torturing us. 3 days. I thought I was going to die. I thought Varian and Ren might die. Tonight we're going into the lab, and every time we go in there, we know we might not come out again.
Don't be so melodramatic.
I'm not.
I thought we could have a grown-up conversation about all this. Clearly, I was wrong. Isra, if you're trying to get a reaction out of me, you won't. The walls will survive your knives no matter how many you throw at them. But if you carry on like this...
You what? I get angry. At least when you're angry, you're honest.
Oh, you want honesty? All right, well, after today, Tristan thinks your main weakness is each other.
What?
Tristan changed his method of interrogation. As soon as he started threatening you with one another's safety, you all started giving answers.
I didn't.
No. You lied or tried to. If you want to lie well, Isra, you have to study liars. If you study liars like I have, you know what they do. Then all you have to do is not do those things.
You've studied lying.
It's an art. Almost as much as throwing knives. How did you get all of them in such a straight line?
Why did you study it?
Because sometimes I have to lie. And if people found out I was lying, things would go very badly for us. I can teach you if you like.
You teach me how to lie.
Is it something you'd like to learn?
I suppose. But what if I lied to you?
If you managed to lie to me effectively, I would be very proud of you. And you no doubt would be very proud of yourself. But make no mistake, if you lie to me and I find out, you won't be feeling proud of yourself for long. Do I make myself clear?
Yes.
Would you still like to learn?
I don't know.
Think about it.
Would you teach Varian and Ren?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
Because they're not like you. They don't think like you, and in a real interrogation, you would benefit from that kind of expertise. I am prepared to teach you.
So this is more training?
If you want to see it that way.
All right.
All right. Do you have any questions for me?
What do you mean?
Well, we're very rarely alone, you and I. Is there anything you want to ask me?
No.
No? Well, I have some things I would like to ask you. You're a teenager. Are there any boys you like? Or girls?
No.
You're lying.
No, I'm not. You took me by surprise.
The important questions always do.
Why do you want to know?
Because I know very little about you. And I would like to know more.
Why? I could die in this round of treatments, so why bother?
You will not die in that lab because I will not allow it. You're my daughter, and if I'm going to teach you things...
You want to know if I'm a lost cause.
Do not interrupt me. From what I've been told, you are not a lost cause. You're an opportunity. With the right training, you have more weapons at your disposal than knives and guns. Take these. Play with them as much as you like. But war is only part of what you were made for.
Heard Lessons in Lying, Interlude 5 of The Dex Legacy, starring Kelsey Griffin as Isra, Chris Gregory as Nathaniel, and me, Emily Inkpen, as Otto, with music by Dr. Alan Stroud. The Dex Legacy is written by me, Emily Inkpen, and produced by Alternative Stories. If you enjoyed that interlude, please like, subscribe, and comment. It's the one small thing you can do to give a huge boost to our team, and it helps to make us more visible for future listeners. If you would like to support The Dex Legacy, you can at ko-fi.com/The Dex Legacy audio drama. Links can be found at www.thedexlegacy.com and in the show notes for this episode. At At thedexlegacy.com, you will also find scripts for every episode and interlude, so if you like to read while you listen, you can. There's a page dedicated to the cast and a whole load of bonus materials, including maps, the soundtrack, a gallery of character portraits, and more. You can also sign up to the Dex Legacy newsletter for a secret link to me reading The Dark, a short story and prequel to the audio drama. As always, we would like to give a huge shout out to those of you who have liked our episodes, left comments and reviews, and subscribed to the show. We hope you enjoyed this latest interlude. Thank you for listening.
I'm Trent Stephen Findless Jr., and I'm here to tell all you pilots about a great new service. Take a listen to my friend, Pete.
My name's Pete, and I'm a long-distance haulier. I drive a Puma, shipping farm machinery from Leasty to Saweo. I love my family and I don't mind being a hard-working blue-collar dad, but I'm tired of seeing my family grow old in front of my eyes. Every time I make the run there and back, I lose 15 days in hyperspace. My family is starting to notice that they're getting older and I'm not. My wife had a baby last week. I did a week of shifts and now my kid's got teeth. I wish there was some way my family could get old at the same speed as me.
There is, Pete.
How?
By buying into my new service, Findless Cryogenics. We aim to put the freeze on the premature aging of your family. The process is simple.
Our unique family centres allow you to drop off your loved ones on the way to work. Simply hire the number of cryogenic pods you need and keep your family asleep while you fly among the stars. We ensure synchronicity with your flight patterns so they spend the same time awake that you spend in the cockpit.
And when you get home, bingo! Your family is the same age as you. Never lose family time in hyperspace again. We guarantee that you'll never miss another birthday, anniversary, or funeral.
Wow, Trent, that sounds great. Where do I sign?
Simply put your credit card details into our special webpage under the hashtag WeFreezeYourLove. We'll take care of the amounts, no need to worry about that.
It's so simple. I can't wait to keep my family in a secure block of ice. It's a weight off my mind.
Findless Cryogenics, now at your local spaceport.
Findless Cryogenics, because the family that grows old together goes cold together.
Sometimes you don't want all the bells and whistles, you just want a ship that will get the job done fast. Vulcan DeLacy present to you the Python, a multi-purpose ship that offers the enticing balance of manoeuvrability, firepower and all the compartments you need for mining or hauling. Because any mission, any system, any station, it will do. No matter what you throw at it, because whatever you want to do, it will do it for you.
I'm Commander Psykit, and for some reason you're still listening to Lave Radio. Good on you!
Greetings fellow commanders, I am Commander Ashbash Beard, and next up I'm going to present to you my song, Docking Request. Basically asking for a request in a station that is having a party. So, if you want to listen to more of my music, you can visit my SoundCloud, which is soundcloud.com/ashbashbeard, and follow me and listen to my other stuff from there. So anyways, fly safe and enjoy yourselves on Lave Radio.
Welcome, Commanders, and welcome in. I'm Commander Psykit, and with me, as always, is Oh no, wait, this is Lave Radio.
Right now, you're listening to the Lave Radio Music Medley. The next track is called Light Curve and is brought to you by Two Quiet Sons. Check them out on soundcloud.com/Two Quiet Sons.
Lave Radio Network, your choice for an independent Lave.
Is your life like this? It could be like this.
Astrogators, Put some excitement back in your life. Book an adventure in the Lave Business Directory. Now.
We've been lucky for a long time. Earth's green again. Mars ain't red anymore. And your biggest worry has been carrier upkeep. But what happens if that changes? How are you going to keep your piece of the galaxy safe when the unknown comes at you fast? Manticore. We'll give you the power to fight back, no matter what comes your way, because family's important. And you, well, you're family now. Manticore, come join the family.
And welcome to Lave Radio.
Greetings and welcome to Lave Radio.
Greetings, Commanders.
Greetings, Commanders. A show that talks about the universe of Elite
and the development of the computer game Elite 4, known as Elite Dangerous.
And the fantastic community that surrounds it.
Broadcast from a current Sidewinder and hosted by a vending machine technician.
A place of nonsense and innuendo for forum dads. A self-contained podcast 2 hours long.
Transmitting to every corner of the galaxy.
It's even louder than me.
The hottest show this side of Dizzo.
The name of the place.
Lave Radio.
Lave Radio.
Lave Radio.
Lave Radio.
Greetings, Commanders, and welcome to episode 401 of Lave Radio, the show about the universe of Elite and the fantastic community that surrounds it. I'm your host, Commander Psykit, and joining me in the orange Sidewinder bar for this episode are our head of health and safety, Ben Moss-Woodward, otherwise known as Commander Edelweiss.
Are we going multiverse now, like everybody else?
Please no. Please, I've had enough of lore this week. I'm not going to lie.
Would that be Data's brother?
I'm going to say yes and leave it there. We also have our Inhuman Resources Director, Commander Shan.
Hello.
And we also have I don't know what your position is, Alec, but we have Alec Turner, Buckyball Supreme, here doing the thing.
Hello, everyone. Has anyone got any aspirin? I think I'm still hungover.
I mean, I think mine went on Thursday, so okay. We don't have Colin with us this week, so you're stuck with me. Colin is on a cruise ship somewhere, being amazing, and having some well-deserved time off.
I thought he was having a nice weekend away with the Xeno bunny.
Sure. If that is your headcanon, Shan, I am not going to have a problem with you with that.
It's a Xeno bunny and his alpaca. Come on.
Exactly. Exactly.
What cross sort of combined? Like, yeah.
Well, they might be crossed by the end of the cruise.
Starting well. It's starting really well. If you wish, you can join us live. We are hanging out in game in open. Whereabouts are you, Ben?
I'm on the Bright Sentinel in HIP 22460 at the moment.
Okay, hanging out with Daddy Savlon. I understand it. It. If you can't get in game, you can join the Twitch chat channel, which you can access through laveradio.com/live and clicking on live chat, and also via twitch.tv/laveradio. We're also on Twitter, on Facebook. Are we on Facebook? I'm gonna say sure. Why not? Let's put us on Facebook next time if we're not already. On where are the other platforms? YouTube is one. And that's that. Let's find out what everybody's been up to this week. Ben?
Sorry, you called me as I'm having a drink.
Oh, that's a mad skill that I have, is to be able to interrupt people at that point. Ben, what have you been up to this week in the post-Lavecon blues that were the last week and a bit?
Honestly, most of it's just been so after neglecting my family over Lavecon, it's kind of everything else has been family, work. I did go and see. I went to the cinema again to see Thor, this time with my brother-in-law, who's feeling better. So he was like, I still want to go and see Thor. Will you take me, please? And I was like, I don't mind seeing Thor again, so I did.
No spoilers. What was it like?
It was still good. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Because everything's been family time, I've not really had a lot of time to play games. And I think we'll leave it there for the moment, I think.
Sure.
Yeah.
That sounds like you're missing something out, Ben.
Well, is there a PC update?
No PC update.
Oh, okay.
Is it fixed, though?
Well, it's as good as it was the other week. Other things have been happening. I'm just not sure whether I'm at liberty to discuss them or not.
Oh, fancy. Fancy! Shan, what have you been up to, my love?
Let me see. I have been watching Mrs. Shan play Stray. Gaming-wise, myself, I've been doing a little bit of stuff in HIP and doing a few Rubigo runs to pace my carrier for this month. In real life, we have had the cat fencing installed. So this is so our 4 Bengal cats can run around the garden and not escape. Well, that's the theory anyway. But we're feeling a bit like World War II German prison guards guarding Colditz at the moment, because at every opportunity they will try and escape. And we've had 4 escape attempts, both of which have been 1 jump away from freedom, and 1 actual proper escape this morning, where Siri, our girl cat, went between the mesh, ended up on next door neighbour's garden wall, and was 1 jump away from being in their garden chased by their dog. So that involved quite a scary way of trying to retrieve said cat, using a plastic basket, food, and swift capture movements.
So what's the fencing that you have? Is it just sort of like mesh that sticks out a little bit further into your garden? That kind of thing?
Well, what it is, it's like a mixture of wire and nylon mesh, and it's held in place by 45-degree angle posts or prongs. So basically, when they climb up something, they look up and they can't get anywhere because they see it's blocked, or if they try, it's floppy, so they don't think it's secure, so they drop off. We also have, and I promise you they're not dangerous, but we also have spikes on the roof, on the window ledges, just make it uncomfortable for them to walk. Mesh under the gates so they can't go under it, and dog-style cones around the trees to stop them from going up the trees. So it really is like a prison camp for them, and they really do try and escape. So in fact, we were watching them last night, and we felt as though they were like having soil on their legs, and we were like trying to drop it in the ground when we weren't looking. It was quite funny, the contest that was going on. But
Amazing.
But they love it. They love being outside and running around and chasing and stuff. So it's good to do that in a safe environment where they can't get lost or stolen or anything like that. So
For sure. Absolutely. Alec!
Hello.
What have you been up to since Lavecon?
Well, I mean, joking aside, I think I really did have like a 3-day hangover. I mean, yeah, it took me quite a long time to recover. And then we were straight into the ludicrous heat wave where I was actually using the hot tub here to cool down. Do you know what I can't get round my head with that heat wave is like, so we've got a hot tub which is set at, I think, 36, and that's the sort of temperature where you lower yourself in very gently going, ow, 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 because it's so hot. And the air was 4 degrees hotter than that. I can't get my head around it. Anyway, it's just so hot, but it was, thank goodness that's over. And then lots of buckyball practice. And then just today, something momentous happened actually, which is, so since Elite Dangerous came out, 7 years ago, I haven't really bought another video game. I mean, I've bought some stuff for VR, which I've dabbled in, I guess, but not a proper big AAA video game to play. And today I finally broke that when Boss Lady B posted a picture from Stray of a cat in a bucket, and I just thought, yeah, I'm getting that. So I bought my first video game for 7 years today.
Legitimately, it's one of the best games I've ever played.
I love everything I see about it. It looks great.
Mrs. Shannon's Stray. One of the comments is, it's amazing how well they've done the animation and the way the cat behaves, and the body language of the cat in Stray is just spot on. So yeah, she's enjoying it a lot.
Yeah, I haven't installed it yet. It has to wait until this race is over, and then I will install it and give it a go.
I think that's a good shout.
Yeah.
Okay, so what have I been up to? I've been being very hot and very uncomfortable, and dealing with the listen, love, you overdid it pain of having a chronic pain condition. But thankfully she has bounced back. I've been playing Stray. I've been playing a lot of Elite. And that's kind of about it, just dealing with the warmth and all of that stuff, which is all of that ridiculous stuff. So yeah, thanks for keeping it short, lads, because now we can move on to what the devs have said this week. Not a lot. Not a lot. Yeah, well, since Lavecon, not an awful lot. We had a discovery scanner yesterday, which was, and I quote, on the lighter side, because the team were working hard on update 13, which is still due for August, and the end of the Azimuth saga. Everything else that was in the discovery scanner, I think we're covering today.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
you think we're covering, or we were covered in?
I mean, I think we're probably going to be talking about it. Let's say that, shall we?
We were covered in Lavecon. I like that.
Oh gosh.
We were covered in Lavecon.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get bits of it out of my clothes.
We were not. We were contaminated.
That sounds like Lavecon became some kind of disease, and I'm not sure which, and I'm not comfortable with it.
Yeah, we contracted Lavecon.
I think. Are we due a frame shift live this week? Do you know? I think we are. I haven't seen it.
We're due one, whether
Yes,
we
we
get
are.
one or not.
It's in the what's the post they do, the weekly streaming schedule forum post.
Okay.
That covers all the games. Yeah, it's in there.
Okay, perfect. So we are getting a frame shift live this week. So at least we'll have something to talk about next week. Then that's fine. Yay. That's absolutely fine. In which case, I guess we'll move on to the quiet week that has been. What's happened this week, or what's happened since Lavecon? There's been a lot of stuff going on.
Shenanigans. I call shenanigans.
Shenanigans and stuff. On the 18th of July, what? Somebody was going to say something. What was that? Hello? Okay, good. I thought so. On the 18th of July, we had the Xenocide debate, which was, I think it's other bits and pieces from other in-game leaders. No, this wasn't. This was the an article that came out about maybe Thargoids are good. And then we had Azimuth's final call for Guardian Artifacts, which was a CG for Guardian Artifacts. The third and final call. I can't remember what you could win. I didn't participate. Then we had the Proteus wave approaching completion on the 22nd of July. There was also Criminals on the 22nd of July. The Criminals were crushed by the federal campaign. So I think that was the end of the one where they were going for the feds and stuff. And then we had on Friday, we had one of my favourite articles that has ever come out from Galnet, which was The View from the Front Line, which was really, really, really good. I know Pete did a Galnet News Digest did one when they had a version of it, and they had Riri come on and do the audio for it and read it out, and that was really cool. And then on Monday, Azimuth condemned the alien-loving resistance. So Operation Witch Hunt got its 4th mention, and we were called a bunch of a rabble of far god-loving cultists, which everyone's really enjoyed. And then today, the Guardian Artifact campaign concluded. Buccaneers, that was it. We got called Buccaneers. Love it. Love labels. Thanks for the free advertising. But then, yeah, the Guardian Artifact campaign concluded today, and there was no other Tuesday CG that came out. Shan, you had a comment about the Xenocide debate.
Yes, people have been having this debate ever since Thargoids were even thought of, I think. What I enjoy about the both sides of it is it's almost like one-sided. The only way you can interact with Thargoids is to shoot them, really. Mm-hmm. So you'll never know whether or not they are being hostile or whether they're acting in self-defense. If the only thing you can do is shoot them.
I maintain that the only time they've been hostile is when we've been being a bunch of dicks to them.
That's called being human, isn't it?
Well, humans are dicks, that is true.
Alec?
Yeah, I think it's interesting that these sort of this Galnet news article, and I feel like a couple of the others, sort of portraying the debate, the question about whether Thargoids are really bad. I sort of wonder whether way back when they first introduced Thargoids, sort of Frontier suggested, are they bad, are they good? They kind of introduced that doubt. The gameplay we have has never really held up to that. There's only one thing we can do really, which is, well, 2 things: ignore them or shoot them. and I sort of wonder whether they're using Galnet to try and provide balance. And that seems a bit of a shame that they don't seem to have an in-game way of providing balance. The only way they seem to be able to provide balance to the Thargoid story is through Galnet articles suggesting the opposite. Do you think?
I would be tempted. I would agree with you to some extent, with the exception of what has sort of come to fruition through the there being like a tangible place that is Salvation's worth, and from that area, and the constant mentions of his infrastructure having been destroyed. Monday Galnets that come out tend to give an inkling as to what Thursday's CG is going to be. I've noticed. So there's a lot of excitement around the possibility of there being a two-sided CG coming up in the not too distant future. But again, we'll just have to wait to find out that. Shan?
Yeah, just in response to Alec and yourself, Si. What was said about this all happens on the opposite argument is all happening off screen. I can't think of a time when the Thargoids kind of acted in accordance with the Thargoid lovers things. Maybe they think the fact that Thargoids don't actually blow us up after interdicting us is friendly, but I would like to see a CG or some way of us actually being able to do science on Thargoids, for example. Is there a way of feeding them, I don't know, escape capsules?
Am I imagining it, or was there a thing where we fed them?
You can feed them escape capsules, and they sort of suck them up and then run off. But it would be good to have some kind of close encounters of the third kind moment, where if you feed them an escape capsule, then they do something different or change shape or something like that to indicate, yum yum, thank you very much for feeding us, see you later, kind of thing.
Yeah, just to let you know, we just ate this person would be a really nice signal post.
Yeah. So
basically, you're wanting a Thargoid to grab the escape pod, cover it in salt and ketchup, and then emit some kind of gaseous aftermath after eating it.
What a green cloud! Yeah. But that is a difficulty, though, and I think I mentioned it the other week, of this peaceful Thargoid interaction thought, is to code that in game and work out something meaningful is way harder than just have something shoot back kind of rule. So
yeah,
I think the way Frontier are doing it is probably about the only realistic way it can be done within the time and budget they have, because you can't code for every single permutation players come up with.
I guess not. Has anyone ever tried to send repair limpets at a partially damaged Thargoid?
I know, I've tried refueling one.
Yeah, so have I.
What happened?
I don't think I ever
Nothing.
have.
Nothing happened. I just tried
sadly.
refueling one.
So Thargoids are immune to fuel rats.
Yeah.
I imagine they may use a different kind of fuel.
Yeah.
Maybe they just use escape pods as
Yeah.
fuel.
I'm guessing they don't run on unleaded.
Yeah, probably not.
So you think the Thargoids have something akin to the Matrix, where they plug the occupants of escape pods into the Matrix?
Or just use them like a battery.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say spoiler alert, but the Matrix is very old now. Why not? We don't know. We don't have confirmation of that. Maybe that was what was happening with D2 when they plugged her in. They plugged her into the wrong spot, and she actually gave some of her life force to run it. Maybe that's what it. Phoenix Blue in the chat, they say that they've accidentally tried to repair a Thargoid and nothing happens as well. Okay. So we know that now. So it's looking like we're getting ever closer to the setting off of this Proteus wave.
Do you think it'll be next week, or do you think it'll be the week after?
So today's today's article said something along the lines of, "Oh, you know what? We're done. It's going to take a couple of days. Let's have a look." The Proteus Wave's core mechanism is mere days away from being fully assembled, so it could be that it's on the cusp, that we're looking at maybe a fallout on Thursday, or we get this blanket wave that wipes out all the thugs that are in the close vicinity, and then we're just sort of like twiddling our thumbs for a couple of weeks until update 13 happens, and then it all kicks off.
Do you think it could be we have another combat CG, like Thargoids are throwing everything at to HIP system, just throwing everything they've got to try and stop the wave, and then the week after the wave will hit?
Potentially.
There's always ways to extend it, isn't there?
Exactly. Look at the fact that they extended it for 2 weeks recently, but the end of the day is it feels remiss for us to for Frontier to take away something that is bringing so many commanders a lot of joy at the moment.
Yeah, that's
Alex.
not what I've.
Sorry.
Yeah. So I'd missed this Galnet article, and I thought maybe I just wanted to read out a tiny bit of it in case people like me hadn't even seen it, because this is quite exciting. So it's the thing about the Guardian campaign concluding. I really like this bit. The Proteus Wave's core mechanism is mere days away from being fully assembled. Calibration tests will then begin within the Thargoid structure, which will vastly amplify the superweapon's disruptive frequencies. So although it's days before assembly, we then have calibration tests. I wonder if we'll see anything, because obviously, if anyone's put Guardian stuff inside a Thargoid structure, they'll know.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Stephen Usher.
Is there any chance that we could see? We can't go down to the planet, can we?
We can't at the moment, but there's nothing.
Any chance we could see anything cool from space, like these violent sort of explosion? I guess not. That would be so cool. Can you imagine?
It's my understanding that people have, you know how you can get relatively close to a planet and see structures on the planet without dropping out. Apparently, they're just missing at the moment, these sites. So it could just be the case that they on like Thursday's update, if there's another maybe another 50 minute to an hour update on Thursday, they pop something in that we can actually see.
That would be amazing if you could see these violent explosions rocking the planet.
Absolutely. Ben?
I'm just thinking there's something very telling again from today's post. It is now mission critical to defend the project. The Thargoids appear frenzied by the system's concentration of Guardian technology, which is drawing the vessels in ever greater numbers. That, to me, screams, we're going to have a big-ass CG that goes boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think we're going to have the wave being shot today. I really do think we're going to have at least another week of
calibration tests while we fight overhead.
Yeah.
Do we think that maybe instead it might be a week of or a few weeks of calibration tests, or however long it is until update 13 comes out? And then, funnily enough, your boy Salvation setting that off. August isn't that far away.
Yeah, August is only like next week now, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Shan.
Yeah, I was just putting 2 and 2 together and making 5. And wondering if Colin's absence has anything to do with this.
Colin is Salvation. I thought that was Sally.
No. Well, I don't know. You see, because I'm wondering, because Colin has shot a lot of Thargoids in his time, hasn't he? So I wonder if he's had like some sort of road to Damascus revelation, like St. Paul did, and now he's sympathetic to Thargoids, and he's not taking part in it simply because his conscience doesn't allow him to. Or he just could be on holiday, so he says.
Or he might be separate from the video game and not actually be a video game character and just be on holiday.
It is telling, though, that he's not really... He's on the move.
The Colin or Salvation?
That Colin's on the run!
He's on the lam, isn't he?
Commander Phoenix Sapphire was unavailable for comment. Wow.
Or maybe he was doing the view from the front line in the other Galnet article. Maybe, yeah, it's very interesting. At the climax, he's on holiday. I can't help but be suspicious of the timing.
I feel like what are you thinking then? Like we're looking at the culmination of this happening probably within August now at this point, or are you expecting them to drag it out a little longer? Maybe it'll all go tits up, and then Salvation will go missing, and there'll be a hunt for Salvation. Of course, it's going to go tits up.
I think it'll go in update 13, and
yeah.
As much as I would love to see some kind of stellar weapon shooting from the planet, Death Star style, I don't think we'll see it. It'll happen off screen. It'll be like the end of Moon Knight, won't it?
One thing that I do wonder about is will HIP 22460 10B wind up exploding and turn into an asteroid field or something like that because of the weapon?
Yep. That's the one little thing I'm sort of holding a tiny shred of hope for. I'm intrigued as to why we have been, why the permit. What do they not want us to see, or that we're going to? I mean, I suppose partly they're telling this story about what's going on down on the planet, and by stopping us, we can't all go and then complain. I've been there, there's nothing going on down on the planet, and be disappointed by that. So it's kind of protecting us from that. But also, I wonder if there is a big reveal. Oh, God, I would love to see that planet cracked in half. That would be so amazing.
I would love to see it cracked in half. I don't think that Frontier have the tech to do that.
No, I don't.
God, I'd love it.
On a practical level, as much as I would love for the HIP system to go boom and just be rocks, what would happen to player ships that are still involved? Because I would expect them to blow up and they have a rebuy screen at their last place they jump from. So I wouldn't expect any ships to survive if the system went boom.
I'm not thinking the system, I'm just thinking the planet.
So you think purely the planet's going to go boom?
Yeah, I think the planet could, go boom boom.
That's easier to do, but I don't know. I want the whole system to blow up, personally.
There's lots to think about, isn't there? Like, it's getting. I'm getting really involved. Obviously, I'm getting really involved, but it's really exciting. I really can't wait to see what articles we'll have to talk about next week and where it's going, because it's definitely getting to that point. However, let's move on, and I think it is that time of the week again.
Store alert!
And what a store alert we have this week. So, where to start? We have got new ship kits. What the nuts? We've got new ship kits. We've included a couple of them on screen. Couldn't possibly have all of them, but we have new hazard ship kits available on the Anaconda, the Asp Explorer, the Cobra Mark III, the Crate Mark II. I looked at two eyes and was like, what does that mean? What does that mean in Roman numerals? What a spoon. The Python, the Type 6 and the Type 9. All with their own 6 individual paint jobs as well. We also have a 30% off sale on industrial packs as well. But these are I absolutely adore all of these. Shan.
Yeah, it's interesting they chose the ship kits on ships that are mainly used for mining, isn't it? So I think they go really well with a mining themed ship. I think. I'm trying to think what else I'd use them for other than on a mining ship, because they look, as you say, very industrial. And there's actually, we keep talking, well, I keep mentioning it, how they're slowly improving the quality of their paint skins and now ship skins, because they're actually probably more complex in terms of what they add than any other ship kit that I remember, because previous ship kits have just been blocks. They've been wings or tails or noses. You haven't had the scaffolding style look, nor the flashing lights either. So yeah, they're definitely putting more effort into them, which is welcome.
Absolutely. Alec.
Yeah, these ship kits are bloody awesome. I have to. I mean, obviously they've got lights. This is really new. That ship kits can have additional lights. I mean, that's amazing. But also on the mining thing, so I'm in a real quandary. I think I might buy the Cobra one. But what I really want, so my mining ship, I can't remember what reasoning I put behind this, is a Crate Phantom. And I really want this on my mining ship, so I might have to move all my mining gear across to a Crate Mark II purely so I can combine it with one of these ship kits. Because how amazing is that going to be with all those lights and floodlights and gear?
Interesting enough, Alec, why a Crate Phantom, not a Crate 2?
Yeah, I can't remember. Do you know what? The only reason that I used a crate at all for mining was, when you look left and right, you can see those hard points drop down either side of the canopy. I just wanted to see the mining gear, because the mining gear, when you look up close, it looks brilliant. It's all like JCB and industrial, and I just love looking out the window and seeing those mining things hanging down either side. I think it was entirely arbitrary whether I chose Phantom or Mark II.
Okay,
I'm not much of a min-max. I tend to.
No, well, the Phantom has less cargo space than the.
Yeah, you're not the first person to point this out to me this week.
But it's just got a really nice bum, the Phantom. I really like the back of the Phantom. I think it's lush. Ben, you wanted to talk about some other uses?
Yeah, I mean, everyone's talked about the mining things. I want to use it on my rescue ship, but unfortunately, my rescue ship's an Orca.
Yeah, mine's a Corvette. I don't have one either.
Yeah, but I would, I think the idea of getting a delicate passenger liner and then wrapping it up in these bull bars with great big floodlights and everything like that, that sounds like an ideal thing for a rescue ship with the, all that shit that's floating around the station and everything.
Do we have the Raider version for an Orca? The bits for the... Or the prime, look like the ships in Firefly.
From Firefly, yeah.
Is there one of those for the Orca? Because that would be cool. If you want your kind of...
I don't know that there's any.
I don't think there is.
Ravagers, that's the one in Firefly, isn't it? Ravagers.
No, it's
Reavers.
Reavers! Oh my
Reavers,
gosh.
that's
it. The Ravagers are...
somewhere else.
Oh, God.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
yes. Have you bought any of them?
I've got some for my Anaconda. I think I've got a spiky Anaconda.
Okay. Shan, have you bought any?
No, I haven't, no. But as I say, I do appreciate the work that's gone into them.
Alec, you've bought.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've got a spiky asp.
I think I've actually got one on my crate at the moment.
Sorry, that sounded wrong.
I think you can get cream for that. I bought mine. I bought one for the Mark II, the Crate Mark II, and the Cobra because it's wonderful.
I think I'm sporting. I think I'm sporting a ship kit. Yeah, I've got a spoiler and I've got some pointy out things at the front of my crate.
I've got a question.
Go ahead.
Got a question regarding the lights. you know how you have engine colours and weapon colours? Can you change the colours of the lights?
You can't, no. But you don't have to have the hazardous kits on. You don't have to have these on for the colours to change of the ship kits. So if you have like for example on my Cobra I've got Predator Rose on it at the moment, and all of the ship kit scaffolding for it is pink. And it's awesome.
I haven't tested them, but I'm sure they haven't done it. It would be very cool if they made a beep 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 noise when you flew backwards.
And the other thing that I found is that they've been really, really good at absorbing some of the impact in my Cobra when I've been smashing into platforms in the buckyball race. Whether that's a placebo or not, but it seems to be doing really, really well.
Yeah, I think I'm buying one for the Cobra.
You watched me do it today.
Yep.
As I say, there's also the industrial sale where we've got up to 30% off industrial ship skins for another day. I think they're all like the hazardy type skins and stuff, which I think is really interesting.
Does anyone else think it's not very subtle that, hey, shit's going down? Here, have some hazardy type stuff.
Have some danger things.
Yeah.
Shan?
A slightly geeky, techie question. As we found out earlier on, the ship kits are now part of the collision map, if you like, for the ship. At the moment, there are part of the ship kits that have gaps in the middle of them. Do we know if the hitbox includes the space, the gaps, or does it actually only include the bars that stick out?
So the only one I can comment on is, so I've got a kit for the Mamba, and it has this kind of split wraparound spoiler on the back. So it's like I'm holding up my hands like anyone can see it. It's like two big sort of curved spoilers on the back that don't quite meet in the middle. And if you sort of walk or drive across the spoiler, you definitely fall down the gap in the middle. So I suppose it depends. I'm guessing some of the smaller details aren't gaps and some of the bigger ones are, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I'm not sure if we can show it again, but the ship kit for the Python, there's quite a big gap between, if you like, the bumper of the ship kit and the actual hull of the ship. So I'm just wondering if you could get an SRV stuck in the gap there, for example, and could you then use that to trap the SRV in the gap and then use it to lift the SRV higher?
It's worth a try for anyone who's got a Python. Please give that a go and send us the evidence. That would be amazing. I think what we will do is take a little bit of a break there, and when we come back, we'll be back with our main discussion, and it is a corker.
From the makers of the MB5 shaving drone comes the latest in personal grooming technology. Here at Saracen, we've heard your request loud and clear. You want something new. Applying all the recent technological advances. Introducing the Panther Clipper. Gone are the days of your unruly body hair making you look like a bedraggled alpaca. The Panther Clipper is the biggest, baddest shaver credits can buy. A shave so smooth it'll shave 10 milliseconds off your buckyball time. The new Panther Clipper from Saracen. It's exactly what you've been asking for.
07 Commanders, and welcome in. I'm Commander Psykit, and with me, as always, is Oh no, wait, this is Lave Radio.
This is a public service announcement from the Fuel Rats. Please stop what you're doing and pay attention. If we can rescue you, we will, but you can help us help you by following these easy steps. 1. Fly 50 light seconds or so from the system's main star and drop out of supercruise. 2. Note down the current system and the nearest stellar body. 3. If you're on emergency life support, log out immediately. 4. Go to fuelrats.org and click Get Help. 5. Stay calm, hold your breath, and let our seasoned professionals do what they do best. The Fuel Rats. We have fuel, you don't. Any questions?
Are you suffering from battle crabs? We advise White Star Cream. Gets rid of a battle crab after 3 shots.
The Dex Legacy on Lave Radio, broadcasting to every corner of the galaxy.
Is your life like this? It could be like this.
Astrogator Tours. Put some excitement back in your life. Book an adventure in the Lave Business Directory. Now.
And we're back. So we figured, because 'tis the season, that we would put out a little tweet and some other social media posts which were useless. But we put out a little tweet asking for people to get in touch with us with their favourite moments of Lavecon. And Alec got back in touch with us with a lot of bits, hence the fact that he's here. The first thing that you responded to us with was that you had a fantastic way to start the Lavecon weekend kart racing with some buckyballers.
Yeah, so this is a little tradition that started last year when a few of us, when Lavecon was cancelled, just sort of went anyway. And and somebody suggested, well, in fact, the people I went with last year were mostly from the Elite Racers Discord group. And we'd just been doing a lot of SRV racing building up to that. And it just seems such an obvious thing to all go head to head in real life for kart racing. So yeah, we did the same this year. I think there was 8 or maybe 9 of us. It's only 5-minute drive from the venue, actually. So I went to the venue first and then nipped off at 5 o'clock to do this. It was blooming fantastic, actually. It was jolly hot because it was indoors and it was obviously hot anyway. And then you had to wear overalls and a balaclava and a helmet. So it was a bit hot, but it was a great way to start.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And you also had the first pint at Lavecon.
I did. I mean, unless anyone was there much earlier and got a breakfast pint, so when I turned up, the bar arrangement was a little bit odd to start with, and there were all sorts of rumours about it sticking to very restrictive hours. So I sort of got stuck in, and I was helping Karen cut name badges and things, and then someone from the hotel came in and talked about the bar and basically said, I'll go and open it now. So I sort of just hung on their coattails and ordered myself a beer as the shutters went up. So yeah, I can claim the first Lavecon pint.
In that new venue, of course.
In the new venue, of course, yes. Not the first Lavecon pint of all time.
That's Lavecon pint of 2022, shall we say?
Yeah. I'm ashamed to admit. Yeah, I'm ashamed to admit, because I know there's a lot of sort of proper beer drinkers, particularly amongst the Hunt and Truckers. I'm ashamed to admit that it was a lager shandy, but my excuse is I was about to go kart racing and I was being responsible. Well, slightly responsible.
And also, it was really hot.
It was really hot.
I mean, like, I can think of worse drinks than a lager shandy to drink with it being that hot and you going karting afterwards.
Oh, and also, if anyone's name badge was a bit sort of skew-whiff, then that was a post-pint name badge that I cut out. The ones beforehand were really nice, but they did get a bit slack towards the end. Sorry about that.
Drunk in charge of a whole punch.
Yeah.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, it was a really good time. And you had one more highlight that you wanted to share.
I did,
And
yeah. Sorry about this. Yeah, I sort of flooded your.
No, absolutely, because this is
Yeah, I mean-
entirely shared as well. I'm
There's-
more than happy to talk about this.
There's a more general thing behind this, but so a whole bunch of people from Frontier turned up. Not only all the CMs, but Darren Halil and Tom Kuehl and 2 or 3 others whose names I've forgotten. And it's always difficult. I find it difficult with the devs. On the one hand, you desperately want to go and say hi and immediately get talking to them. Not quizzing them, but just want to talk to them. But it's hard to know when's the right time to do that. So I had this lovely moment where it sort of happened the other way around, where I was just sat outside. It was gone midnight, I think, and there was a bunch of us sitting outside chatting and drinking. And yeah, Tom and Darren came out and sort of came over. I think you were there, Psykit, weren't you? And they came over and started chatting to us, and literally the next thing I knew, it was 2:30 in the morning. I mean,
It was very late, and there was lots of wine.
So funny and so interesting, and I can't remember a single damn thing they said now, but it was fascinating and hilarious at the time.
I can remember what they said.
Can you?
I obviously can, and I don't know how, because I was so far gone by that point. I feel like my brain went, you must remember everything, like retain this, and then you will remember that. It was loads of us here, and it was just sort of like winding down, and the next thing you know, we've got Darren to the left of me and Tom to the right, and I'm like, not going anywhere. Right, okay.
Yeah, Sai, on the day after, you were so wrecked after the night. You were at the rebuy screen. That's how much you were wrecked.
Yeah, I mean, there was a very brief moment when Psykit was not going to be at Lave Radio on the Sunday, and bless my sister for literally kicking my ass and being like, no, you are staying because you will regret it if you don't.
I mean, even I was sympathetic, Sai.
Mate, I was.
Wrecked you were.
It was also because the thing is, I was so tired, and I was also, as we've mentioned before, I was so happy with how mobile I'd been the day before that everything just came back and bit me on the arse the following day. So I was just like, I need to just die somewhere. B.
But that is a lot of people's. I know I'm jumping ahead of it. That is a lot of people's memories of all Lavecons. Really, is staying up late, chatting with people, having a pint or so, having a good laugh, and just basically chilling out with people. And that's And I was staying up way past people's bedtimes. I mean, it was kind of like I haven't been up at 2 a.m. for like 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to finish that because, what I was saying about it being difficult, it felt difficult to me for us to go up and approach the little gaggle of Frontier people. Imagine how difficult it is for like Tom and Darren to just decide to come and talk to us. And they were amazing all weekend for doing that. They just threw themselves into everything that was happening. They had a go at Lego, and they had a go at the chess thing that was going on. And I think, did I see that Tom did an Artemis? And yeah, so they were so willing to throw themselves into it, which was terrific.
And the good thing is about Lavecons, this one and previous ones, is Frontier don't go home at the end of their skit. They do stay over and go back early, by midday the next day. They don't, because they could just stay there, do their skit, and then say, "Oh, really sorry, got a long weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday." They don't. They stay all night, and they actually make a full-time event of it, and that's all really exciting.
Yeah, it was really nice because I feel like I've I'm gonna put I've been in a really privileged position and had like lots of lovely chats with lovely people at Frontier, and it's been really nice to actually be able to feel like I'm socializing a little bit more with them rather than standing on this like I'm going to say the word on this like influencer platform, and actually feel more like just like human to human. And it was really fun just to have regular interactions and stuff. Also, the quiz was really funny. Katie's quite right. The quiz was really funny. I'm still really angry at Zach. I've not spoken to him since. Rini followed up. She wanted to put every single photo in because there were so many wonderful moments, but getting to meet Sally in person was a super special thing for her. I think we can all agree seeing Sally there was super wonderful and great.
Yeah.
She brings such a positive and vibrant energy to things, doesn't she?
She really does. She really does. She's such an asset to Frontier in general, and it was just so lovely. It was so lovely and perfect just to have her there and have like interactions with Sally, especially knowing sort of like that she's been going through it a lot. Yeah, so to see her looking so well and so quite as effervescent as Sally often is, it was just absolutely fluff and wonderful. Shan?
Yeah, why does it look on the photograph you've just shown of Commander Rini and Sally as if Rini has just done the Rimmer salute?
I mean...
You might spell off?
Sure, why not? She may have done, you never know. And the next thing that we got was a really lovely a lovely thing from Apathis, which said that he really enjoyed meeting fellow commanders. Attending an event like this on my own was so far out of my comfort zone. I was feeling really nervous about going. However, everyone was really nice and welcoming. Walking into a room or to the outside seating area and having people wave at me to join them was a real highlight and brightened my day. Wish I'd said hi to some people I was too shy to go up to, and next time I need to take some photos.
Yeah, that very much echoes my first experience at Lavecon, because I'm actually quite shy and thing in real life, and that kind of mirrors what I did, because I went to the first Lavecon. I thought, well, I only go for the day, and I'll go home at dinner time. So I'll spend a couple hours there, just see what it's like, and then I'll go home. And then this commander, who's unfortunately no longer with us, JMC Neil, who I chatted to on, I think it was one of Kate Russell's streams, said, "Oh, you're Shan. Come and have a chat with Gene Bello and whoever." And immediately I was kind of like chatting to people, and that kind of broke the ice. And I didn't get home till 3 a.m. on the Sunday morning because I got so involved. And but I started off being outside my comfort zone big time. But it was just a really welcoming, non-threatening place. So yeah, I completely get what Epicur said.
Alec?
Yeah, I just wanted to echo Epicur's comment as well, actually. Almost every single person that I spoke to after the event said exactly the same two things. They said, A, I wish I'd taken more photos. and B, they said there were so many people that they saw, maybe, spotted the name badge, wanted to speak to and didn't, and sort of regretted it afterwards. And yeah, I guess all I can say on that is like next Lavecon, do it, because everyone's lovely. It is difficult, but everyone's lovely.
It's really scary. I suffer from a huge amount of social anxiety. I really do. It's all well and good. It's all well and good sat in my little room looking at a camera or talking into a microphone, and that's absolutely fine. But when you get into it, especially in these pandemic era times, that's entirely been exacerbated for a lot of people. But for it's even like I was like, after the event, and we were driving back in the car, and Katie turned to me and was like, "Oh, this person was there," and I was like, "What the hell? What do you mean this person was there?" Because I wanted to go and say hello to that person. People that I've been interacting with for God knows how long. I personally ran around on. I say ran. It wasn't ran because it was on Sunday, but I sort of like hungoverly hobbled around on Sunday and took lots of pictures. Well, took a few pictures, grabbed a couple of folks for selfies, and I'm really, really glad that I did. But I'd love to take some more next time. Absolutely. Yeah. Commander Burr was very happy to see so many friends in the flesh for the first time. And he took there's a really cool picture. I think Alec and I and Abathis and Katie, we're all in that picture, and I think there's a Bruce in the background as well.
Koso's in there, I think.
Yeah, Dakota So is in there. I can see his hair. It was it was really, 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 really good. That was fun. And then also Commander Rini said that in the retro room, seeing the appreciation and love for this game we all play. For me, it was the first time I'd ever seen the original Elite, and this is a moment I'll definitely remember forever. I did not step foot in the retro room, and I super regret it.
It was so busy. It was way busier, I think, than previous Lavecons, and Stephen Usher and the people who set it up had done an amazing job of getting everything working. So yeah, it was really cool to go in there, even just to sort of see stuff I hadn't seen for donkey's years and stuff like that. It was good. Enjoyed going in there.
Yeah, can confirm. I didn't go in there that much, but I heard stories afterwards. I mean, so much effort went into that room, more than you'd imagine. There was Avantian's cabinet that he'd built, the sort of upright games cabinet that had got Elite, the original Elite, running inside it. There was so much cool stuff in that room.
Stephen was doing some last minute fixes to make everything work again as well.
Yeah, they did a software update.
He was speaking about. Yeah, beforehand he'd had an issue with one of the VDCs. And it was some technical thing like the disk interface wasn't working properly or something, and he'd actually somehow found out he had to clip the pin on one of the chips to enable the disk processor thing to work properly. And it's like that's the sort of dedication you have. You actually go in and so way beyond anything I can do with computers, but it's just so great to see the amount of work being put in for that.
Yeah. I heard good stuff, and I think I probably planned to go there on the Sunday morning, but we all know how well that went.
The thing is, though, you wouldn't be born. You wouldn't be born, would you?
But when I was growing up, we had probably like a third-hand Atari or something like that, and it had all sorts of like really old games on it that we played to death. And it doesn't matter if I wouldn't have been born when some of these games came out, but it's fantastic.
Incidentally, Lego have brought out a Lego Atari 2600 console, so I'm hoping someone. No, not a working one, unfortunately. But I can't help but think someone's going to put a working one inside it.
It's likely. Let's face it. People are nerds, and nerds are dope. Tom got in touch and said that in his top 10 for the weekend, Helming Frontiers entry to the Artemis competition. I don't know where they came. I also didn't do the Artemis competition. I'd really like to do that at some point.
Artemis is so much fun.
I'd love to. I just never got... Another thing that I thought about, and then I was like, no, don't have time. I want to talk to people.
Yeah, I ended up doing Artemis twice, actually, on the I think it was the last day, because so I got roped in to do it with Drew Wager at the helm, and we only at the end of our first session started to know what it was, what the hell we were doing. So we were like, right, let's do it again, and we did. And we had a second session where we actually knew what we were doing. It was fantastic.
It was it not Delta Squadron that won that, if memory serves? Roots Rat and those folks.
Yeah, okay, could be.
I know my team. Well, the team that I was in came third.
Nice.
So I don't know how the hell we came third, but we did. We came bloody
Excellent.
close to dying, but we had we had Beetlejude on the weapon. No, on Beetlejude was on guns, and she was like, I think you spent the first 10 minutes of the whole thing just trying to learn how to shoot. It was a complete farce, and we still somehow managed. But as you were saying, by the end of it, we were just like we were beginning to get the hang of it.
So what you're saying, Ben, is that you actually did join teams for some things at some point. Not that I'm bitter about you not joining my quiz team or anything. When it was Lave Radio, it was supposed to be a Lave Radio team.
This is what I've been sort of starting to say is like everything. My biggest criticism that I have with Lavecon is there's not enough bloody time.
Yeah, I missed the quiz completely.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, do you want to? Actually, I can tell you exactly why I missed was it?
You were getting me a beer. You were getting me a beer.
I spent the first 40 minutes of the quiz trying to get you a beer.
You did. I'm just being an arsehole for being an arsehole.
We know what you like. It's all right. But yeah, it's like but then it was great actually because that 40 minutes while waiting for the barman to actually be a barman and serve drinks, it was nice because it actually meant I could just sit and chat with people, and I didn't have to rush off and do something and be somewhere or whatever. And that's it's like on the Sunday morning when you were feeling really, really rough. It was you, me, Shan, and a few other people. We all had about 20 minutes, half an hour of actually just sitting down and talking.
Yeah.
And we never get a chance to do that.
That was one of my favourite moments of the whole thing, I would say.
I mean, being soppy, it was beautiful.
That is always the compromise you have to make at these sorts of events. Is that you go around and talk to your friends and new people, you actually go to the events. And there's a balance in there somewhere where you think, oh, I wish I'd gone and talked to so-and-so, or I wish I'd done this event, but
that's true.
You can never hit that balance. But
yes, yes, Katie, that was when you bullied us all.
That was when, yeah.
Yeah, it was, you know it.
But I think I got to talk to pretty much everyone I wanted to talk to, but I didn't go to any of the events. So, there's the...
I know I had people like Graham MK who I've known for a few years, and we literally like, hi, I recognise your existence. See you later.
There was very much a ships in the night thing at one point. Like I've been reliably informed that at some point during the Saturday I said hello to Chris Mont 4, but I never actually sat down and spoke to him until Sunday, and I'm just like, what?
I think it's Chris I don't even know if Chris is in the room, but Chris was a legend at Lavecon, especially for his first one, and he just lent in and helped out with everything. So thank you, Chris.
Absolutely, it was awesome. Commander Homburger said that they were so excited to see these people in the flesh, and he is talking about the content creator panel, which was a really good time. I really enjoyed that. I thought it was a really fun mix of people and a good. I got a lot out of it, and I really enjoyed that bit of it. I thought it was a good thing. Commander LCQ full like one suggested that his highlight was showering 3 times a day.
Is that because it was so hot, or because he has
I
a
imagine it was
cleanliness
because it was-
issue?
I imagine it was because it was so hot.
He was wearing a lab coat, to be fair.
That's true. Apparently, both myself and Burr need to be separated next time, and that was a personal highlight in my opinion. We also had Commander Flossie get in touch, and she was presented with her collection tub by Psykit and Simoof. Was a favourite highlight of the weekend that she loves. Flossie is short for Florence, the Magic Roundabout character that she based her gaming name on, and it's awesome. It's really, really cool. She also had a presentation of the Aardvark collection during the radio live show as well, which if you listen to Hutton, you will know why. Bless. It was lovely to see Flossie. It was just lovely to see everybody. Let's be fair.
Flossie is lovely in general, anyway.
True.
I was just thinking, because I didn't realise we based her gaming character on Florence from the Magic Roundabout. I was just thinking it's quite glad she didn't use Ermentrude for her character name.
I reckon there's a Commander Ermentrude out there somewhere.
Oh, there is.
For sure. And then the last one that we have here was Commander Zulu Romeo, who said, as always, being in the almighty presence of the eternally fluffy dog emperor of the universe, Alvin, who is so cute. Who is so cute.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah, on Zulu, I was amazed at how overdressed Zulu was compared to how hot everyone else was. Because he had his flight helmet on, didn't he?
He did,
as usual. And I
can't believe he.
How have you not melted in that? You know, did you spend too much time at SAG A when you discovered it? You know.
But brother Sabathius put on his whole cosplay as well at one point, and I said, I think I said to him, how are you feeling? And he was like, hot, predominantly hot. Ben, what would you say was your favorite? Like, if you had to pick, what would you say was one of your highlights from this year's Lavecon?
I love the Artemis stuff, as we were saying. I really I mean, it's annoying as hell, but I really, after Dockers on Saturday nights at some stupidly late hour, I think we finished up about 1 o'clock. We got back to find the bar was closed, and so various people just brought bottles of whiskey from their room, and it was nice just chill. That as I was saying earlier, it's like that downtime when you're okay, I'm relaxing and I'm chilling now, and I can just sit down and have a very, very nice drink with my mates. And I think we rearranged the entire of the upstairs so that we had seats that we wanted, not the seats that they decreed we were going to have. Because it was like the area that they had set aside for one group was just far, far too small.
I think we did that outside as well, didn't we, Alec?
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Rearrange all the seating. Job number 1.
Yep. So that was pleasant. I was pissed off that the bar was closed at 1 a.m. I mean, what kind of venue closes when we're all wanting to drink? But
at that point, we'd pretty much drank them dry.
We had drunk them dry, and we did warn them. You know, we said we will have a drink, but you know, nobody believes us when we say we'll probably have a few drinks.
That middle-aged elite dangerous crowd, they like a drink.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying we're stereotypical or anything. That's the thing I love about the crowd is, yes, we have a drink, but I've never seen us causing any leeriness or trouble or anything like that.
Yeah, there's no rowdiness, is there?
Yeah, everyone's just so lovely.
It was too hot to be rowdy.
Well, there was that. I mean, it was nice just like on the Friday night and the Friday and the Sunday, just sitting outside having a pizza. Yeah, that was great. it's just all of I just
all of it. You just loved all of
Yeah.
it so much.
I did, and it's just.
What about you, Shan? Is there anything that sticks out to you?
Yeah, well, there's a couple of things really. First of all, Ben mentioned it towards the end, and we had a great Friday night. That's me, Ben, and some other guys. The Spider-Man Games, John was there as well. I had a great conversation with John. It was just basically a group of people. We hadn't seen each other for like 3+ years, and it was great just to sit down and just chat about everything and nothing. It was just really, really nice that Friday night. And again, didn't get out until 2 a.m. It was also good actually to have a proper chat, and I don't mean a Shan Inquisition chat. I mean a nice proper chat with the Frontier people. And it was good just to sort of just be a person really and just catch up with people. And that's the Friday night I love seeing, and the conversation I had with Darren and Arth as well. So they stick in my mind.
Nice. Ben.
Yeah, sorry, you just reminded me, Shan, about us, staying out till 2 a.m. It was really funny that, I know what we've all done in the past, and I just found it absolutely hilarious how much of a bunch of lightweights a lot of us were on the Friday nights. When it's like, I've not been out past my children's bedtime in 3 years. It's 10 o'clock now. Can I go to bed? I was like, no, I can't go to bed yet. It's Friday night. I don't have my children here. I have beer. I'm with friends.
Alec.
Yeah, I think just to echo what everyone else said, I mean, I feel bad because so much effort goes into, things like the retro room and the presentations and the quiz, and those things are all absolutely brilliant and hilarious and really good fun, and Lavecon wouldn't be Lavecon without them. But yeah, my highlight was just sitting outside, particularly once it had cooled down, like, after in the sort of evening, with a beer, surrounded by friends, old and new, and just chatting. Particularly after the COVID years, just doing that was brilliant.
One thing I did feel that was missing in the evening bit, and I know the place wouldn't do that, but it really was missing a fire pit. Something just so
No, it was too warm, Shan.
We needed
too warm. We did not need one.
Not at 1 a.m. It wasn't. It was. I just needed a fire pit.
I was outside at 2. It was fine. It was absolutely fine. I was still completely boiling, and I was at that point. I was being heated purely by gin. For me, my absolute favorite was Saturday night, like after everything had happened. But it was also my first Lavecon, and I felt like I wanted to see everything and do everything, and I'm sure obviously I didn't, because I didn't do Artemis. I didn't even go into the retro room, and I just spoke to a lot of people, and maybe that's my Lavecon going forwards. I was involved in quite a few things on the Monday, not on the Monday, on the Saturday, so I felt like I did always have somewhere to go. Or somewhere to be, so I was constantly sort of watching the clock. But I absolutely bloody loved that part of it as well, from that kind of mindset. It was just really nice to be a part of it and accepted by everybody, and those kind of things. Because I get I get super self-conscious about myself in general, and also being a disabled human type person. I don't want to feel like I'm a burden on anyone. I'm very glad that I was really mobile on the Saturday, because it made things really easy. But it was also really nice to just sit and chat, because I feel like the four of us, like you, me, you two and me and Colin, I don't think we've sat down and had a good, decent chat for an hour since I've started the show, since I've started being on the show. So it was really nice to just sort of like talk. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do agree.
I know
with
exactly
you,
what you mean.
Because that sort of hour-long conversation we had is one thing, probably the one thing I wanted to get out of Lavecon. You know, forget about talking to Frontier and all that sort of stuff. It was basically spending time with you guys chilling, because when we're on the show, in a way, we are our personas, and it was good to meet the real Psy and get in contact with the with the proper Ben again. You know, picking Colin up from the station was fun as well.
That's because you enjoyed terrifying the poor lad.
Not my fault. He's a scaredy cat. But yeah, it was.
I was tormenting my son with that. I have to admit.
Tormenting him.
Yeah, I was. I was in Shan's Tesla, and I was in a Tesla and you weren't, kind of thing.
So it has Colin's neck vertebra healed yet?
Does it matter?
I'm sure it was fine.
Really. But
okay.
yeah,
No, go ahead.
No, just say it was great, and that was again. There's so many highlights I could pick out, but yeah, that conversation in the games room and stuff like that, we had a good time.
It was a good time had by all. Was a good time had by all. Here to hopefully more events and meeting up and all of that nonsense in the future, because it really got my socializing.
It scratched your social itch.
It scratched that social itch. It really did. It was lovely, and it was lovely to meet like loads of like-minded folks as well.
There's a cream for that, by the way. Si.
Is it the same one that you do for the ass spikes?
It might well be.
You can borrow it after I finish with it.
Oh crikey! I don't know if I want to have more sloppy seconds, Alex. We also, it would be remiss of us not to mention the Frameshift Live. There are, in the show notes, we do have some tinfoil clips that you can check out. There was something to do with Guardians when Arthur turned round and said, they were talking about the Guardian sites, and they were like, let's do give me your favourite bit of information on the Guardian sites. And then he followed up with, like, don't say anything you shouldn't say. Which it would be remiss of us not to mention. But it could just be off being a general troll. Either of those two things are...
That's what he wants you to think.
Yeah. Plus, obviously, they can nudge and they can wink and they can say nothing. And nothing can ever come of it anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
But it was really good to have Frontier there in such a capacity.
Yeah, and also sometimes a wink is just a wink.
Well, sometimes it is, and sometimes Arthur is just being a troll, and it feels like it's specifically to me. And there was also that conversation about the Guardians not being here anymore as well. Shan on the stream.
Yeah, one thing I thought was quite funny was the Pictionary. And some of the ones were a bit obscure, weren't they?
Which one are you thinking of in particular? Because I know one.
I'm thinking of one. I was sat next to Burr and Rini when the Pictionary came up, and the Pictionary was what was it? It was the glare off Burr and Arf's head creates a black hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one made me laugh.
Yeah, a bit of cheating going on in that Pictionary event, I think.
It's all a bit of fun. It was all a bit of fun. It was a lot of fun, and it was just nice to have just such an amazing, turnout.
Yeah, Commander Ventura's memory of that was Zach drawing a ship.
Oh yes. Yeah, that was an interesting looking.
He drew like a wireframe thing.
Yeah, it was an interesting looking chieftain, wasn't it?
Something like that.
I think so, yeah.
I think it was meant to be a chieftain. It just looked something else, yeah.
Yes, because it started off looking like something a bit rude, didn't it?
It did start looking, and you could see Arf's face going, "What the hell is he doing?"
I think Zach knew exactly what he was doing first and foremost.
Apparently,
It was Darren, not Zach, apparently, according to Kate.
Yeah, well, but if you're trying to imagine what the drawing started off looking like, imagine
It looked like a willy.
Start with something looking incredibly phallic.
I was going to be polite and say it looked like a chieftain with the front two wings taken off.
It was
looked like a phallus. It looked like a phallus. It's fine. we will allow it. But yeah, what an excellent thing. It was wonderful. I loved it so much. And it's clear that I've seen loads of people say stuff in chat as well, which has been lovely to see, about what they loved about it and what they want to do next time and all of that sort of stuff. And hopefully we will have something soon for you on that. I say, unless anybody has anything else that they wish to add, shall we move on to the community corner? Because we have a lot.
We have a lot.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Shit.
So no, I was just gonna say because we talked a lot about the stuff that people were here, but there were some notable people who couldn't make it or didn't feel able to make it this year. And when I was walking around, I was like, "Oh, so and so's not here, and so and so's not here." So if you didn't turn up and you couldn't go, I can say personally you were missed.
Yeah,
absolutely right. And Psychic How's in chat just saying that he's still recovering and it was such an exhausting weekend. Psychic How was an absolute star all weekend. What a ledge that human being is. What an absolute ledge. I'm just going to put it out there. The man, the legend. But yes, let's move on to the community corner. Now we have the Crate Phantom Blueprints poster. From Velchko Vidic. That's what I'm gonna go with. That is what I'm gonna go with. I'm so sorry if I butchered that. These are beautiful.
They're stunning, yeah.
They're absolutely beautiful. I really want one. He's got like one on a blue background and then one with colour. They're absolutely stunning and I love them to pieces.
Yeah. This isn't the first time we've had blueprints. Who else? I've forgotten the name, but somebody else has done a lot of blueprints.
Someone did one for all the shit.
Ariston, isn't it?
Yes, thank you. Yes, Arathan. Yes, but these are equally beautiful. I love that it goes into
a lot more depth. I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of internal detail. I mean, it's speculation, obviously, but it's got where all the crew quarters, and they're fab.
Yeah, these are more detailed than the one done previously. But I would hate to think the amount of work involved in doing all the ships in this level of detail. So yeah, is there an image of this that we can actually read the text on it? Because on screen it's a bit.
I think that you probably can.
Give me.
I think they're on Twitter and there's PDFs of them as well.
Guys, you can
put the link in the show notes. And we can look at them.
You can read the text. It's just on screen. It's very. On screen, it's very
all I can
small.
see is the image.
Yeah, it is small on the screen.
Yeah. So there's a direct. If you go directly on that link, that gives you the 4K version of it.
They're so lush. They're really good. They've done a really good job with them. The next thing that we have on our list. Hey. There's a buckyball race going on at the moment. It's good fun. Chicken Run, Crash Harder. Alec, do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, you've been really acing it actually. So I was going to let you talk about. Yeah, so it runs until Sunday, next Sunday midnight, and it's quite a simple premise really, which is that you take off and then you fly to a space station, beautifully called Snow Moon. And I'd completely missed this pun, but I'm wondering if it's deliberate now. People kept
It
pointing out
has to be.
that's Snow Moon. Probably deliberate. That's quite funny. So you go there and you pick up some crystalline spheres. Just one is all you need to carry. And then the neat bit is you then have to land at a series of 6 planetary bases, each one with greater and greater gravity. So it starts off 0.1, nice and easy, and then there's a 1G, and then a 2, I'm going to say, and then like a 2.7, and then a 3 point something, and then finishing on a 4 point something. So obviously it gets harder and harder, and the idea is that you have to do the first two. The first two are mandatory, but at any point after that you can chicken out, hence the name of the race, which is Chicken Run. And what you then get is I think it's an 8-minute penalty for each station you miss. So like if you miss the last 2, you get like a 16-minute penalty. That sounds a lot now, but I think that's right.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep. Interestingly, just today, actually, Sulu did a run in the regulation Cobra, I think, and chickened out after just the 2 mandatories, or he did 2, and he's in 3rd place. So
Yeah.
it's interesting. It's quite a close call whether chickening out or trying to do these harder and harder high-G landings is worth it. What's it been like for you, Psykit? I've been watching you stream. And
You know what? It feels comfortable in that it's the state of a buckyball that I'm used to. There's not a huge amount of extra bits and pieces or flouncy bits on the top of it, so I don't feel lost in feeling like I need to meet loads of goals and things like that. There's the keep it simple. The keep it simple idea of it. It's just like the rules are right there. It's super easy to follow, and you don't have any problem with it.
It's nicely short as well. So unlike the last one where there was quite a long way to go, and if you screwed it up, it was a bit of a pain.
Yeah.
This one, I think the longest jump is 50 light years, so they're all between 20 and 50. So certainly in the unlimited class, it's pretty much one jump to each stop. So it's really quick. You can sort of whiz around in 30, 40 minutes or.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good fun. I highly recommend giving it a go if you haven't already. But if you haven't already and you want to listen to some music as you're going along, listen to that kind of legendary segue. Words are hard. Listen to it though, it was amazing. If you want to listen to some music while you're doing the buckyball, Commander Tokuso has got an amazing track about buckyball racing, which I think Alec might have done a video to as well at one point, but it's very good.
Yeah, I had many long conversations with Tokuso on Discord leading up to that track, and I just dumped loads of references, names of races, and names of people, and he worked absolute wonders and came back with this fantastic track that weaved it all in. The man's a genius.
He absolutely is. And also, just the nicest human ever. I love him to pieces. I have so much time for that man. We also had on the forums, there was talk of Operation Breakwater, which is a McCoy Enterprises venture. They're doing some couriering around HIP 22460. I can never remember. I should know it by now, really, shouldn't I? But they're doing some couriering around that. As part of like a player-led community initiative. Speaking of player-led community initiatives, too hot, too messy. I'm coming out in hives just thinking about it. But several years ago, the Hutton Truckers arranged Hot Mess, its singular mission to mug every single station. The plan was to bring a Hutton mug to every station in the galaxy, helping keep mods mug ownership deficiency syndrome at bay. It has come to the attention of the crew that the Pilots Federation, in their infinite wisdom, added just a few more commodity markets to the galaxy when Odyssey arrived. And without this shipment of Hutton mugs, they're in severe danger of contracting mods. What's more, scientists based in the bar at Hutton have realised that the effect of the Hutton mug can be amplified by actually having something to put in it. Even better, it was discovered that Centauri Mega Gin was the perfect choice, which by sheer coincidence is also sold at Hutton. The original mess took 90 days to deliver mugs to 50,000 stations. Now there are over 130,000 commodity markets, which, with the community's help, in the single biggest trucking mission in the galaxy, all need their delivery. When we're starting loading ships up with mugs and gin at Hutton Orbital next Thursday, this Thursday coming, the 28th, from 8:30 BST. We're also loading up fleet carriers. There's a waiting list as the area is a bit full, as well as the larger vessels in the Hutton PG, as well as open or solo or your own player groups. The actual delivery starts from 8:30 BST on the 4th of August. How to take part. Any Too Hot Too Messy deliveries are tracked using the Hutton Helper, available at hot.forthemug.com. Importantly, are there prizes? Yes! Hutton mugs! Real ones! Plus, exactly! Plus swag from Spidermind and others. There will be a mug a week until the mission is completed. Anyone who has delivered 10 mugs and gin in that week will go into the draw for a Hutton mug. You will never have a better opportunity to win one, plus decals. Did any of you participate in the hot mess?
Yeah, it took place in the first hot mess. And it is one great big trucking mission.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I did so much. And it's really worrying me because I don't think I'm not going to be able to participate. It's so good. It's such a good community event. It was so much fun last time. I think if memory serves, Interiors Fusion did me a little banner for it, which measured how many mugs I delivered. Oh, it was such a long time ago. Alec.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane, isn't it? I remember when they first announced what they intended to do for the original Hot Mess and just thinking, no, that's insane. And so when they did it, so they will totally nail this as well. It's incredible. As well as prizes, there's also a little buckyball connection here. There's also 3 embroidered buckyball patches up for grabs, because what we spotted on the first time they did it was somebody posted a screenshot of an amazing planetary base called Cortez, where it's one of those big circular cities and it's perched up on a ridge. It's an incredible racing location. So the minute I saw this, I sort of jumped on it and said, can people please report anything special that they see? Because it's a unique opportunity to get eyes on every single station in the game. So yeah, there's a little bonus thing. I think it's in the forum thread for this, but if people find amazing stations and just post a screenshot, and then we'll judge them at the end, and the 3 best will get a little buckyball patch.
I mean, for me, it actually gives me an excuse to break my duck in going to Hutton Orbital.
Yes, do it.
It does. Do it. You've got to do it once. Everyone's got to do it once.
And unless, of course, someone's got a Hutton mug I can buy off them, and so I don't have to bother.
I would.
You can't buy a mug.
I recommend that you don't do it. You don't do it. You have to go and get them. Go and get them. It's awesome. It's an awesome thing.
I'm also correct in thinking that fleet carriers can't carry rare goods.
They can carry them, but they can't place a buy order for them. So what you can do, my understanding is what they're planning on doing is having a designator picker upper, and of the fleet carriers, and a designated hand outer, basically, because you can store in your own personal storage on your fleet carrier. You can store whatever the hell you want, but you can't
sell it.
You can't sell it, yeah, exactly. So there just has to be that designated person. Remember when there was the Colonia Initiative, the very first one, and people would just give people with anacondas the tourism guides. I don't think I'm saying that right. And then they, rather than just picking up only the few that they could pick up from the station before taking it, it's kind of the same principle.
That's a restriction. I remember. I was just trying to think of making a quick credit, but never mind.
It's not. That like making the credits from rares isn't that good.
No, I meant selling them to commanders. So, anyway. But actually, as an initiative, I like the first Hot Mess, and this one's even more ambitious. Remind me, have they set a time limit on it?
I don't think so. I think the last one they got done in, it says it here, I've literally just read it out loud. The last one took 90 days to deliver mugs to 50,000 stations. Now there are over 130,000 commodity markets. So
are they trying to do it sooner? Or are they thinking, well, that's going to be 200 days because it's nearly 3 times as many stations?
Well, Cal says it's until they run out of mugs. So who knows? Who bloody knows? It's going to be difficult to not want to do it. I can sense that I'm going to get involved in this one, and I can't wait.
Do we know Frontier are involved in this? Because it sounds like something Arth and Co should get involved in doing.
I think they'll probably mention it at some point.
No, then actually fly.
They might do.
Fly there on stream.
They might do. They've done weirder things on stream. Let's be fair. We also have the High Wake put out a new video called Raxler is Here, which featured Commander Datanode and me. And I love it so much. It makes my heart happy. I do no murder in it. It's not on camera. You don't see it happen. So I do no murder. It's so good, and I'm so grateful that they've put it in. He put like stars all over my ship, and I love it so much. It was really good. Bless him. So grateful to the High Wake for that. High Wake are excellent. If you've not already checked out High Wake, make sure that you do. Make sure you do that thing. Please do that thing. If that's not clear enough, it's so good.
Do it. They're all brilliant.
It's so good. I do steal a sausage. That's true. I steal a sausage and a whole sign, and it's amazing. And I'm a big fan.
Whose sausage do you steal?
Whose sausage? Commander Datanodes. Don't ask me where I hide it, Shan, or I will punch you in the face the next time I see you.
That was going to be Ben's question. So
and then the last thing that I wouldn't mind just like cheekily mentioning, you've seen it in Galnet. Please come along and join us if you're interested in Operation Witch Hunt, that I talk about quite a lot because it's been really cool to be involved in. We're still working on Maya, and Maya's such a tricky system, but that's what we're doing at the moment. We have a Discord. I'd love for you to come and join us and come and talk to us about it and engage in some fun BGS stuff, which is really cool. I think what we have that now is, does anybody have anything that they wish to add to Mostly Clueless?
There's nothing in the show notes.
I know there's nothing in the show notes. Does anybody have anything that they want to add?
Drink Shandy if you're going to drive, I guess. That's Alex.
Yes, that's fine. Actually, I tell you what, I do have another one. I mean, Psykit knows more of this, but I will just... It's appropriate to the buckyball race. I don't know if everyone knows this or not, but the route plotter in-game doesn't take into account the weight of your fuel. So, for example, if you have a half tank of fuel, you can jump surprisingly further than you can on a full tank. But the route plotter doesn't take that into account. So if you've only got 10% of your fuel left, the route plotter will still say it's 2 jumps to somewhere, for example. But sometimes if you manually plot, if you look at the numbers, you can actually get places in a single jump. That's all I'm saying.
So
and that was very, very useful earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So it's naturally cautious, then, is what you're saying.
Yes, it assumes a full tank. Arguably a bug, because it does take cargo into account, I think. Am I right in saying? But or
I
at least,
believe so. I believe
it does take cargo. Yeah, it does take cargo into account.
Yeah.
Fuel.
So arguably a bug that it doesn't take weight of fuel into account. I suppose the thing is with weight of fuel, what it doesn't want is to plot your. The thing is, if it took fuel into account and it plotted your route and said it was 5 jumps, you might then scoop at the next star and wreck its route. So I suppose it's trying to
But
avoid
you'd then have, because if you took fuel into account, you'd have to take into account if you had a Guardian FSD, etc.
Your route would have to change at every star as you scoop. It would have to be constantly re-evaluating your route, which I suppose is why it doesn't.
Yeah, which is okay when you're in the bubble, but in the core, it could be quite time-consuming.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, people might find that useful.
People who might be interested in doing bucket borrows might find that kind of useful this week. Or not, just like go with a full tank and just plot. Normally, because I'm looking at a place that might not be in the One White Club. Don't you can ruin this for me, Turner. Has anybody got any other business to bring up this week?
I have.
Go on then, Shan.
I would like to say to Colin, while you're listening to this show, get some rest. And don't forget, we're killing Thargoids, you're not.
Perfect. Anyone else doing anything exciting that they wish to share before we move on?
Nah.
No.
Wonderful. Well, good luck buckyballing, everyone, because it's a lot of fun, and maybe there'll be some exciting lore stuff next week to talk about as well. So I think what we'll do is we'll move on to the shout-outs then. There is an episode of the Dex Legacy, episode 5 Fair Treatment, that will premiere on Lave Radio next week, the 2nd of August. How is it August already? At 7:55. You can go find more information about the Dex Legacy via thedexlegacy.com. Our sister station, Hutton Orbital Radio, broadcasts on Thursdays from 8:30 UK. You can tune in at twitch.tv/Hutton Orbital Truckers, or for just the audio at radio.forthemug.com. For the discerning commander who likes a bit of CQC action, check out the CQC Discord at discord.me/Elite Dangerous CQC. We're also giving out shout-outs to the following Elite Dangerous podcasts, which have appeared over the last year or are standard regular contributors. Algorab AM, an Elite Dangerous podcast. The Canon podcast. For Spanish speakers, there is the Elite Cast. Fatherhood podcast. Flight Assist, which we hope to be back in August. The Guard Frequency, who also do other space games. Loose Screws and Squeaking Fuel. Following this, we have the latest Galnet News Digest, as provided by Commander Wotherspoon and Commander Beetlejude. Thanks to those who have chipped in on Twitch chat and in-game commanders. Have you had anyone join you today, Ben? Ben? Anyone join you today? Anyone? Do you join anyone today?
Yeah, sorry, I'm getting shot. Hang on.
I mean, you had it coming.
I know. I've lost them now. Where are they?
Sounds like he has been joined by someone.
Nobody. Oh, Commander. Hang on. Why do I know Commander Dangerous Dog? I know that person. So yeah, I'm not technically with them, but they're with me, shooting things in the AX zones.
Perfect.
Jake Adil, Dangerous.com, Serious Hair, Slippy, Midlass, Shaitan 10 was here, Legion. There's a bunch of people who are here, but they've not officially sort of turned up and said hi or anything like that.
Okay.
Does that make any sense whatsoever?
Nope.
Excellent.
Absolutely none at all. It's all good. You get your Thargoid kill on. It's perfect.
Well, the Thargoids have been killing me more than I've been killing them.
Okay. Sure. Perfect. Well, if that's how you're enjoying yourself, that's fine as well. Not a problem. Special thanks to Commander.
Don't judge me.
I'm not judging you. Did I sound... Ben, you should know by now when I sound judgmental. Special thanks to Commander Takoso, JN Trax and Alan Stroud, who created the music used on the show. Well, that's it for another episode of Lave Radio. If you would like to get in touch with the show, then you can email info@laveradio.com. Hit us up on facebook.com/laveradio. Tweet us using @laveradio. You can join our Discord server by going to discord.io/laveradio. We also have a TeamSpeak server where commanders come to hang out in chat, which you can find at teamspeak.laveradio.com. Do get in touch if you have any questions or if there's anything you'd like us to discuss in a future episode. Lave Radio is recorded live on a Tuesday evening at 8:30 p.m. UK time and streamed out on laveradio.com/live. Thanks to Shan, thanks to Ben, thanks to Alec Turner, and special thanks to today's tech specialist, Commander Ventura. Until next time, Commanders, fly safe. And if you can't do that, fly dangerous.
Is your life like this?
Sounds like someone having an orange inserted. Need a safe word.
Space can be low.
I'm gonna see the galaxy.
Damn it. No worries, guys. Hold the fort for 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
Galnet News Digest, 26th of July, 3308. We read the news so you don't have to. In this week's news, Salvation is about to discover just how terrifying plugging Guardian artifacts into a Thargoid structure really is. More commanders get involved in trying to stop him. The buckyballers try to crash with style, and the Hutton truckers get messy.
After 3 laps round the track, delivering Guardian artefacts to the Bright Sentinel, the end is almost in sight for Salvation's Proteus Wave superweapon. All that remains is to plug the weapon, which is loaded with more than 1 million Guardian caskets, orbs, relics, tablets, totems and urns, into the neighbouring Thargoid structure on the surface of planet HIP 22460 10b, and, according to Salvation, enough electromagnetic energy will be generated to scare every single Thargoid out of the bubble forevermore. But does Salvation realise what dark forces he's playing with? If you plug even one Guardian relic into a Thargoid structure, an experiment suggested by Commander Stephen Usher some years ago and carried out by a somewhat gullible Lave Radio crew, the entire site goes, as Commander Alec Turner described it at the time, medieval. Thargoids do not like Guardian technology being plugged into their biomechanical devices, and the entire site is likely to become somewhat lively. The probability of a massive explosion blowing Planet 10b to smithereens may well be greater than that of the Thargoids being scared away. The probability of rather bigger sorts of Thargoid ship coming to see what all the fuss is about, the sort of Thargoid ship that the mycoid virus was used against 150 years ago, may not be the bookie's favourite, but it will get better odds than Azimuth achieving its goals. The likelihood of platoons of Thargoid foot soldiers patrolling the moon while some commanders are still waiting for the opportunity to buy the Odyssey Pass seems slight, but even that is more likely than the Thargoids being banished. Let's face it, it's just not going to go well.
In addition to Operation Witch Hunt, which has been causing pain to Azimuth Biotech and has delayed the completion of the Proteus wave, and in addition to some commanders who've been intercepting those delivering Guardian artifacts to Azimuth, a new initiative plans to at least attempt to decrease the efficacy of the Proteus wave weapon by building jamming equipment that'll distort the signal. The same initiative plans to attempt to analyse the waveform to understand what Salvation's up to, although Engineer Ramtar may already be on the case with his reverse engineering initiative. This week-long commander-led initiative, called Operation Breakwater, which is sponsored primarily by a number of Alliance factions, has stationed fleet carriers around the galaxy in locations known to be popular with Thargoids. These carriers, which have the identification prefix MSV, will allegedly be offering 10 times the galactic average for computer components, energy grid assemblies, and radiation baffles, although the buy orders will not be infinite. Commander Julian McCoy, who's leading the initiative, says he hopes we can learn to live with our insectoid alien neighbours. So he's probably one of those alien-loving traitors to humanity that Azimuth condemned yesterday.
There are an awful lot of buckyballers smashing their balls very hard on high-G planets this week, and if you'd like to, there's time to join in. Until the end of July, which is Sunday, you have the chance to take part in the latest buckyball time trial revival called Chicken Run Crash Harder. It's the 6th out of the 8 Magic 8-ball races this year. The idea is that you buy some delicate crystalline spheres and then you land on a succession of planets with increasingly high gravity, as fast as you can, until you chicken out and return to the start. They're not super high gravity, there's none of that 45G nonsense folks sometimes talk about, but landing on a planet that's nearly 5G, and on a landing pad too, that's hard to do at speed without a visit to the rebuy screen, especially if you fly without shields to earn a time bonus. The original version of this race was designed to test out the Pilots Federation rebuy insurance, and this version is likely to cause just as much carnage. So, if you have the rebuy and you're ready to fly, head over to Nuttiacre Station in LTT 2151. Make sure you read up on the rules, the course, and the proof of completion requirements before you start racing. Fly fast, fly not safe at all, and make sure you get at least one ball back over the finish line.
The recent hot weather got Commander Shouty of the Hutton Truckers thinking. At the beginning of 3306, the Hutton Truckers decided to deliver a Hutton Mug, the rare good made out of recycled frameshift drives, to every station in the galaxy capable of having one. That is, every station, starport and surface base with a commodity market. Commander Will Flanagan kicked off Operation Hot Mess, which stands for Hutton Orbital Truckers Mug Every Single Station, by flying a mug to Abraham Lincoln Station in Seoul. 90 days later, all 56,000 stations had their mug, and the terrible disease Mug Ownership Deficiency Syndrome, or MODS, was wiped out. Since then, however, nearly 100,000 new locations with commodity markets, locations without a mug, and therefore susceptible to disease, have been added to the galaxy. It's time to start all over again. With a total of around 130,000 stations to deliver to, and a new plan to deliver not just a mug, but also a bottle of Centauri Megagin to each of these 130,000 stations, it's more likely to take 7 months to complete. start to finish. All deliveries will be tracked using the Hutton Helper, available at hot.forthemug.com, and you may also need to run EDMC depending on which version of the helper you choose, but other than that, the event will be open to everyone. The event starts late in the evening on the 4th of August after a ceremonial mugging, but you can load up your ship in advance at Hutton Orbital in Alpha Centauri. Remember, it's only a 15-minute fleet carrier ride. There will be assistance on hand from loaders to make sure you can fill your ship to the brim. The best part is that there'll be a weekly draw for a genuine Hutton mug, a real physical one that you can drink your gin from. All you need to do to be entered into the draw each week is to be running the Hutton Helper and deliver at least 10 mugs and 10 gin to destinations that haven't already been mugged. You can look at hot.forthemug.com to see the list. For the mug.
And that's this week's Galnet News. Galnet News. We read the news so you don't have to.